Auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Assalamu alaikum everyone. As you all know that whenever we are live, we always have great personalities with us. Uh, we have a very special guest today, very lovely and very cute personality today. I am very happy and I am very relieved today because today we have Miss Mara Khan, and Miss Mara Khan is very friendly. She is encouraging when one wants to come out of out of the shell of his nervousness and shyness. So I am very relaxed. Miss Mara Khan is a registered nurse in the United States, and she is also working on various health-related projects. I am very grateful to her because she is very busy, but she took time out of her busy schedule and joined my live show. So without delay, let's start our program and start our question answers from Miss Mara Khan. So assalamu alaikum ma'am.
Wa alaikum assalam. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine. What about you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm good. My dog is hearing noises in the hallway, so if she barks, that's why.
No problem. Ma'am, first of all, I would like you to introduce yourself so that our viewers get to know about you.
Okay. So my name is Mara Khan. I am a registered nurse in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, which is about 2 hours north of Chicago. I enjoy reading, traveling, spending time with family. I am in the medical field, so some of my focus is dedicated towards education and healthcare, like removing barriers and obstacles that marginalized populations from accessibility.
Yes, ma'am. Very good. Very great. Ma'am, your name have a Khan with your name. So, ma'am, in Pakistan, basically Khans are Pathan and Muslims too. So, I would like to know the Khan with your name.
Okay, so like in the United States, when a person gets married, they take the surname of their husband. So I had married someone with the last name Khan.
Acha, okay, ma'am. Ma'am, is he from Pakistan?
Yes. I don't really want to talk about
Wow.
like that part. Like, yeah, I married a Pakistani, but like that shouldn't be the focus of our interview.
No, ma'am, it's okay. But we can call you Bhabhi because brother's wife in Pakistan, brother's wife called Bhabhi.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, so have you ever visited Pakistan?
Yep, several times.
Okay, ma'am. So what kind of people you found Pakistanis are, and what do you say about us?
Pakistanis are very lively, generous, kind. They're not always timely, but they are nice people and they are hospitable to a fault.
Okay, ma'am. When will you come again?
Of
Is
course.
there any program of coming again in Pakistan?
I don't have a specific date, but inshallah in 2023, I'll be coming back at some point.
We love to meet you.
Inshallah.
Ma'am, what about your childhood? Any beautiful memory you would like to share with us?
Any beautiful memory. Oh my gosh, that's so long ago. I have lots of beautiful memories. Like I grew up in a single family. Like my parents divorced before I was born. So I mainly grew up with my mom. We did lots of traveling. We traveled the United States when I was like, I think 4 years old. We went to like 20 different states. My mom was trying to find which state she wanted to raise me in, and we settled in Eugene, Oregon. I had originally been born in California. And so we were a very active family. We did downhill skiing, we did water skiing, we did I did gymnastics, volleyball, basketball, cheerleading, pom-poms. So a little bit of everything.
Very interesting. Which in childhood, which type of a student you are? Means you are very. How was your studies?
When I was young, I was naive and dumb. So, well, I had I had a lot of potential. I just didn't choose to apply it. So, I just completed high school. And then eventually, down the road, I ended up going back to school as an adult and then became a nurse. And then I was a really good student. When I chose to apply myself, I did very well. Honor student.
Okay. When can you share about your educational journey? Means your schooling and then high school and college. If you like to share with us.
Well, like, so when I was young, I went through primary and secondary, elementary, and then high school. And then I got married at a young age. And I adopted my son. And then a few years later, then we adopted our daughter, then got divorced. And during that time is when I went back to school, to university, and then I became a registered nurse. Okay. And then in that time period is also when I learned about a bunch of different cultures and learned about a bunch of different religions, and then became a Muslim.
Okay, ma'am. Then what are your feelings after becoming a Muslim? Can you distinguish between peace of mind and heart contentment after becoming a Muslim?
No.
Can you share?
I mean, I can share, but like that's not how it worked. You know, it was a lot of people think, oh, when you become a Muslim, everything changes. You have this peace of mind. I didn't have that. I had that before I became a Muslim. I had a relationship with God. I just didn't realize that I was a Muslim. So when I learned about Islam, I was like, oh, I think I'm actually a Muslim. So it wasn't like I'm not a Muslim today and now I'm a Muslim and then so much changed. Everything remained the same. It was just Islam better reflected the way I believed.
Okay, ma'am. Very good. Zabardast. Okay, ma'am. You are a nurse.
Yeah.
So, ma'am, I want to know the days of COVID. Means at the time, nurses and doctors are the front line fighters. They have made sacrifices, and you have had a very difficult time. So, what was that time like?
So, when COVID was first coming into the United States, I was working with a private patient. I have a couple of different roles in nursing right now. But at the time when COVID first came out, I was working one-on-one with a private patient. So I would just go to his home. So my role at that time was strictly, I'm so sorry. Oh, thank you. Okay. Was strictly to prevent him from having illness. And because if he were to get COVID, it would have been very detrimental because he uses a ventilator to breathe. So my goal was just to not get sick. So I was taking lots of efforts to isolate, mask, trying to prevent hand washing, cleaning. Unfortunately, alhamdulillah, I never got COVID. Then once the vaccine came, I went to a pharmacy that I have collaborated with in previous positions, and told him, if you need any volunteers to help with the vaccinations, let me know. I'd love to help. He's like, well, write down your availability and I'll see what I can do. He saw my availability. He's like, these are the days that you work? And I said, no, that's my availability. He's like, how do you have so much availability? Because I would work 4 days on and then I'd have 10 days off, 4 days on, 10 days off. So I had a lot of available time to work in vaccinating. He's like, I am not going to have you volunteer. I'm hiring you. You're going to work for me. And then over the course of many months, he realized the connection that I would make with patients, and he realized that my mission aligned with his mission about removing barriers in healthcare. And he then hired me on, and I am the lead registered nurse of the clinical department for our pharmacy. And so now I have led in the COVID care, whether that's testing, whether that's vaccinations. I've since kind of taken over the majority of like training and facilitating all of our COVID vaccine efforts and our COVID testing programs.
So what kind of this profession means, what you say about your profession? Means being a nurse
in the United States,
what you have to face.
In the United States, the nursing profession is the most trusted profession. And it has been for many years. There was 2 years in 2001 and 2002 where I think paramedics and firefighters and police took that role. But that was because of 9/11. But for 25 years before that and the 20 years since then, nurses have regained their role as the most trusted profession, which puts us in a unique position that we can connect to patients in a very intimate way. Patients don't seek medical help when they're at their best. You know, they're in a very vulnerable condition. They have health problems. They're scared. Sometimes they can't live the same quality of life that they once were. And it's the nurse's role to advocate, to be a voice for that person when they can't speak loud enough. So maybe a doctor saying, you have to do this, 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 and this. But the doctor's and the patient's like, I can't do this and this. Is there any other options? The nurse can verbalize that in a more appropriate way to the doctor. So that way we're meeting what the patient wants, not what necessarily only what the doctor wants.
Yes, exactly. My friend is also doing graduation in nursing.
Oh, great. So it's a great profession. I love my job. Yes. If you love what you're doing, you don't work a day in your life. You're only doing what you love, and you get the additional benefit of being financially rewarded for it.
Yes. Ma'am, now I want to ask you that, ma'am, cross culture marriages. I want to ask, and I need to know, and maybe other girls who are planning to marry in a different culture. So, what do you say about cross culture marriages?
They take patience and understanding. There are going to be different perspectives of how you view things, and you have to be open to working together to come to a solution. So you have to collaborate, and sometimes you don't get what you want. Sometimes you have to look at things from the other person's perspective. I have done several things in which to do that. Like I do belong to a lot of Pakistani groups, mom groups and stuff. Like, so I can better understand the way that my partner would look at a situation. You know, like even the way that they treat their kids that are sick is different than how it would be in the United States. And we have lots of conversations about those kinds of things to make sure that we're on the same page. It's hard though. It really is hard because Americans are pretty strong-willed, and the culture of women in the United States is a lot different. In Pakistan, it's a more patriarchal society where the men make the decisions, the men make the money, the men do this, the men do that. In the United States, it's equal. Women and men both are contributing financially. In fact, I contribute more financially, you know, and so I think that it's an advantage, you know, for me, because I think that when women are in a position that they don't have financial independence, they can be subjected to situations that are not necessarily good. I mean, If you have a great husband, then you don't have much to worry about. One that genuinely respects and cares about you as a human. And there's plenty of marriages in Pakistan that demonstrate that.
Yes,
there are also marriages that there's inequality, and that happens in the United States too. So I'm not just pointing my finger at Pakistan. In the United States, there are women that sacrifice their financial independence and stay home with the children, and then their husbands can become abusive, can like emotionally, physically have aggression towards their wives, and then that woman feels stuck in a situation. But when I have financial independence, I'm not financially dependent on any man. I can choose to be in a relationship, but I'm not forced to stay in it if it's bad.
Yes, ma'am. Exactly. Ma'am, do you cook?
Of course I cook.
Ma'am, I want to know about, do you cook?
Of course I cook. I cook all kinds of things. I cook American food, Italian food, Mexican food, Pakistani food, Indian food, Chinese food. You name it, I can cook it.
Which is your favorite dish?
What is my favorite
Your
dish?
favorite?
To eat or to cook?
No, ma'am, to eat.
To eat. My favorite dish is probably either palau or biryani.
Oh, Pakistani.
I think that even if I had never married a Pakistani, if I had tried biryani or palau, it would have been my favorite also. It is just delicious.
Okay.
I can, Ava, what is your favorite that I make? Oh, my daughter's favorite thing that I make is samosas. Even out of American food, you prefer samosas over everything else? My daughter prefers samosas over everything else that I cook.
Ma'am, I see your post in Facebook. You posted a picture of your son's favorite dish.
Oh, butter chicken. Yeah, I actually that's a relatively new thing that I started cooking because I was getting sick of paying to buy it. And so I decided to try to make it. And he said that this is his new favorite dish that I make. His favorite is butter chicken, which I think is an Indian dish. I don't think it's a Pakistani dish. I think it's an Indian dish, but he loves it.
Who made this? That made me hungry when I see this picture.
I couldn't hear you.
Hello?
I lost your sound.
Hello?
Say again.
Can you hear me?
Now I can. Now I can.
Hello?
Hello.
Ma'am, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. Ma'am, being a good friend of Sir Rehan Allahwala, what do you say about him?
He has been a friend for a long time. I think I've been friends with him for more than 8 years now. I would say that he is one of the best people at connecting other people to other people that might have a mutual interest in what they have to share. I think that his goal to help every Pakistani earn $500 a month or 100,000 rupees is a worthy thing. And I think that there is overlap between his goals and my goals, because if everyone is earning $500 or 100,000 rupees in Pakistan, they can help, build their community, they can build their families, and they'll also, in which to get there, they need to improve their education, and in turn, their health is going to improve because they're going to be able to have access medical care when necessary.
Yes, ma'am.
So it's not the
Exactly.
same thing, but it works towards similar purposes.
Yes, ma'am. Exactly. Very great, ma'am. Which thing in Pakistan you feel that it should be changed?
The thing that I think in Pakistan
It
should
should
be
be necessarily changed.
I think that in Pakistan,
Which is
what I would like to initially see is litter. When I go to Pakistan, it's such a beautiful country, and so many people are neglectful of their society. They care about their homes being clean, but they don't care about their community being clean. And people will sit there and say, oh, those are uneducated people that are throwing garbage on the ground. But in reality, it's everyone from what I saw. Educated people throwing their water bottles just on the ground. When I was in Murray, and many men threw their water bottles on the ground. So I went and I picked him up and I handed it. I said, oh, you dropped this. He's like, no, I was throwing it away. I said, but you threw it on the ground. You didn't throw it in the garbage. He's like, it's okay. I said, no, it's not okay. Keep
yes,
your society beautiful. Like in Islam, like cleanliness is very, very important, but people focus on their home rather than their community. But in reality, we're going to be asked more about our actions that affected others than our actions that affected ourselves. So I think it's more important to keep our community. Have a dirty house. It doesn't affect anyone else. But when you make the community bad, it affects everybody surrounding you.
yes, exactly. Means cleanliness is a must. Should be in priority.
At least when it affects other people. If it's affecting your community, yeah. Like I don't care. I'm not the most tidy person. My home is kind of messy, but I don't throw my garbage on the ground outside because that's going to affect other people, and that's not fair.
Yes, exactly. Ma'am, what do you do in your free time? What are your hobbies?
I read a lot. I interact with Pakistanis, or I interact with people actually all over the world. I, for the last probably 6-7 years, have done some online teaching. It slowed down when I started working where I'm at now because I work a lot, between 60 to 80 hours a week. But I do interviews with people like you. I try to do some mentorship. When I have time, I travel. I like going different places. I distribute Qurans. What other things do I do, Ava? I cook.
And ma'am, do you shop? Do you love shopping? Do you love shopping?
Not really. If I do shop, it's normally online. Maybe when I was young, I liked to shop. As I have gotten older, I shop when I need to shop, or if I want something, I just buy it. But I don't spend a lot of time looking at shopping or buying things because I have everything that I truly need. My family. Oh, goodness. Sorry. She has an owie on her finger. She needed me to kiss it. I don't know.
How old are your kids?
I don't really want to say, but they're not young. They're older.
How they are in studies?
No, they are younger than you.
Yes, exactly. Yes, they must be younger than me. Ma'am, they are they good in studies?
My son, not so much. My daughter, yeah, she's pretty good in her studies.
Okay. Ma'am, any message you would like to share with us?
I think the most important message is, be kind, look to make the world a better place in your actions. In my opinion, when we are doing what we can to increase humanity, we're glorifying our Creator. I think that's our purpose, is to make the world a little better and to just be good people. So be kind. Find ways to help where you can. If you see a problem, try to fix it. Don't point the fingers at other people saying that's their responsibility, it's not mine. If you see a problem, fix it.
Yes, exactly. Ma'am, love to talk to you, and it was very good time for me to talk to you. And I again thank you for your precious time. Thank you so much. May Allah reward you with best. May Allah Almighty bless you and your family. Thanks for your time.
Oh, thank you. And may Allah bless you and your family and your mission to try to help other people. What is your mission? Can I ask?
Ma'am, I have different goals in my life. I want to open a restaurant and I want to install a food industry. So I have a big goals. May Allah Almighty help me to fulfill my wishes.
Inshallah. So your main goal is to start a restaurant. You're also working.
Can you hear me?
You also are doing your biochem degree. Am I correct?
Sorry?
You're also doing a degree in biochem, or you did a degree in biochem?
PhD scholar in biochemistry also.
Okay.
So complete my degree first.
Somehow, like, convert your biochem into your cooking to make an even better food. You never know.
Actually, subject in biochemistry related topic, nutritional biochemistry. So I love this nutritional biochemistry, and that's why I want to do something for nutrition, for a nutritious food and hygienic food. So I want to work on that.
You should look up also gastronomy restaurants. There are restaurants that use the science of chemistry to enhance the level of food. Like they'll use liquid nitrogen to make ice cream. It's pretty cool. And they're big dollar restaurants in the United States that are surrounded by that concept of gastronomy.
In nursing, maybe you also studied this subject in your graduation, biochemistry.
That was one class I could not make it through. I did try it 3 separate times and I would fall asleep in class. It was so boring. I couldn't do it. I did fine in chemistry, but biochem was like my weakness.
Okay, ma'am. Interesting. Thanks again, ma'am, for your time.
All right, you take care. Assalamu alaikum.
You are very lovely personality. Thank you so much. Okay. So, viewers, she is Mara Khan, and inshallah, in our next program we will meet in a very other guest. So till then, Allah Hafiz.